Done.
Hello, welcome to Stampede Racecast for episode 3 of 2020. I am host Chained Graboid, joined by co-host Chris KW9.
What up?
Tonight's guest on Stampede Racecast is Mr. Slyjob 1996.
Ooh, glad to be here. How's everybody doing?
They're probably doing great. After all, they're watching us for some reason. Alright, well,
Uh,
we'll go ahead and jump right into asking Slyjob about a couple of things or a few things. What has your experience been like so far in Stampede racing?
it's been pretty good. With any league, there's roller coasters. I started off the league getting my butt whipped by Mr. Chain at some road courses, and then as we transitioned to Heat 4, I found some more speed and definitely become more competitive in the league. But it's definitely challenged me. Um, there's not many leagues out there that really have, so it was really refreshing to find one that has some guys way faster, so I can pick up some tips and learn how to be a better racer.
Do you have any goals for the 2020 season?
Absolutely, I think ultimately the goal is to get a win. The high bar would be to win the championship, or even at least try to help my team win the team championship. But definitely the first bar would be to get a win, because we had a couple top fives last season, so definitely want to improve upon that. Get some more top fives and get a win, and then yeah, we definitely have a strong team this year. It was really cool to get signed to Team J. Paul after being a free agent last season. So we definitely work really well together. We definitely bounce setup ideas, and we have similar running styles. So it's been a good experience. So hopefully I can help him out winning that, and hey, we might win a championship. Who knows?
Yeah, it was a perfect segue into what I was going to ask next. I don't even know if I need to ask. I was going to say, what is it like to race on J Power Racing? Because, I don't really get a chance to talk to the drivers on that team. I don't know what it's like.
Yeah,
Chris was
I
going to know
mean,
what it was like.
yeah, it's a cool experience. I mean, J. Paul's one of those guys where he's super great to work with, and definitely will teach you a lot. But he's also one of those guys that, if you don't perform on his team, he makes it known that um, your spot is dependent on your performance. So there's always that
Right.
little bit of added pressure every week that if I don't come home with a decent finish, I might I might not be there next week. So um, there is, I put pressure on myself, but there's that. But he knows how I run. That's why I've been talking with him, since I joined SRL, really, um, about maybe being a partnership. So we work really well together. So I'm excited to see what we can do this year.
Well, that's good. We originally were planning on bringing J-Paw on the show, but he wasn't able to because he had just wanted a WWT. But we figured, the next best guy to bring on was you, considering the reputation that you've been kind of building, good or bad. Chris, did you have any questions for Chris, for Mr. Sledge?
No, I think it was all pretty well taken care of. I mean, we know how J-Paul operates, even though we've never been there. We kind of see the revolving door of drivers. So, Slide Job looks like he's probably going to stick around for a little while. Just got to harness that speed and not be too overly aggressive, and I think it'll work out pretty good. I still think J-Paul should have held on the Master Killer, too, because I think that would be a pretty decent trio.
Yeah, Matt
Yeah.
Stewart would make a good driver. If he ever comes back full time, perhaps
Mhm.
him and J Puck could clear things up.
That's probably why
Um,
he didn't, just because of he knows that he needs somebody that will show up, and I promised
right.
to him that I would show up this season because I did miss a couple races because of work and everything, but I made sure to clear my schedules for Sunday nights, so I'm gonna run the whole season.
Well, we know you got a race to go to shortly. You can stick with us until you have to leave.
Yep.
Just warning anyone who's watching, Slide Job will be leaving unless we close the show earlier than normal.
I'll be here till 8:30, so we're good.
So we'll jump right into slightly off topic of SRL. A follow up of last week, we talked about how Sean Wilson had left 704 to pursue other opportunities. We just got a follow up from what was the web Business Insiders or something?
I mean, the
I don't
NASCAR
remember.
Heat page had it this morning.
I don't remember the exact website that had it. Something biz. Dot. I don't know. But Motorsport had come out and said that 704 is still there. They're going to be making the games. They did confirm that the next NASCAR Heat title, assuming it's going to be called 5, is coming out for current gen consoles, PS4, Xbox One, and not to worry about that because it'll be playable. It should be playable on PS5, Xbox Series X. Shouldn't really have to worry about not being able to. It's better for them to release the current gen anyways. You don't want to jump right onto the ship as we're switching over to new consoles. It's better for them financially to release on current gen platforms. So SRL looks like we'll be set. We have another season confirmed, unless something bad happens to the league, which I doubt. We also got information. We have a new community manager now at 704. His name is Justin Sutton. So hopefully he's, communicative with the community, and we can hopefully push our information through him to get to that team. That way we can get some more things in the game, like that roof cam that I want, or maybe driving down pit road or something. We'll go ahead and get right back into Stampede racing here, though. Don't want to spend too much time off topic this week. Worldwide Tech Raceway. What did you guys think of the event?
It was pretty
I
fun.
thought it was good. It was pretty competitive for most of the race. A lot of comers and goers. Tire
Other
wear
than that
was-
one red flag, that was the only hiccup, I think.
Yeah, I believe we're going to address that too tonight. Correct, Nami?
We'll try to. I liked it too. I thought, as a lead, when something happens like that, I'll wait for that. I'll put that on the side here. But my review for the race in general, I thought it looked cool from where I was sitting. I didn't get a chance to battle up front much. I've been struggling the first 2 weeks, but
Which really helped that you
as
were
a-
up at the front because both your team cars had some pretty good speed. What happened
yeah,
there?
I decided.
Something get lost in translation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys found something, a half hour before the race, if that, and I was nervous about running it after I'd been practicing what I had all week. So, I didn't want to jump on something new and then have it not work out. So, I just made the wrong call there. But WWT, we got good racing out of it. I was a little nervous afterward because of that red flag.
Yeah.
We'll just go ahead
I think
and
it
jump on the red
turned out.
flag. I'm trying to
avoid it.
jump on it, but we'll just go ahead and jump on the red flag. There was a significant amount of party lag that we got. And
Significant. The party died. Nobody could hear anybody.
Yeah,
The
there
red
was
flag had to be called.
absolutely no party communication at all. But I
But
didn't know
honestly, it
for
was
sure.
bad. It
So
wasn't bad. People were racing pretty decently until we had to red flag it, and then it was that crash.
right,
I mean, it was
I
honestly
was
some really
quite
good
surprised
battles.
there wasn't any other crashes.
Because I think I was in third at the time, and me and Jay Paul and Cole and somebody else, we were really battling up there, and the party died, but everybody kept racing really well, so it was weird.
I think maybe moving forward, you should have it to where any league official, if they have to be a league official, and if there is significant party lag and you see a league official leave the chat, come back, and nobody can hear anybody, and that league official stops on the track somewhere. That way it doesn't have to be just you. It's, you know what I mean? Address it immediately as well.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it was the situation I had, because I knew it had happened at Bristol, and I don't remember if I had to get a whole new party there as well, or if I just had to back out and rejoin. But I could tell something was wrong, because was it 10-15 laps after the party lag, I saw you go down pit road, Chris, and leave the party and then rejoin. So I knew then that it wasn't just me. So that was when I decided to park sideways like a roadblock across the track. I was ghosted, so I wasn't going to smoke anyone's car out of the race or anything. So
2 people ended up getting smoked anyway.
and by the way, 704, if any of you guys managed to watch this, can we please get some proper game chat or something? Because depending on parties or Discord or all that crap is really getting annoying at this point. There's no excuse for 8 people game chat this late into the game's life cycle. We need to get
honestly.
I mean, at least give us 16 or something. We need more game chat.
Yeah, that's honestly a solution maybe for SRL in the future. I know my league's going over to it. I know you don't like third-party stuff, but they're probably going to partner with them anyways. Discord doesn't have that issue. So.
Oh yeah, if we get Discord on the Xbox, I don't mind using that.
Yeah.
And I fully expect Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo. Now that cross gaming is getting to be a thing, I'm quite certain we're going to be seeing partnerships with Discord.
But
for all consoles.
We use Discord on iRacing, and it's just like Xbox Live as far as like sometimes it'll lag up and you won't be able to use it for a little bit. So, I think the best situation would be if they could give us some more game chat.
Yeah, more game chat slots. That's what we need. Next thing on the to-do list for Heat Online, game chat slots. Give us way more. Now, I've got the chat opened. You guys don't have to do it right now, but, we got plenty of time to figure it out. But assuming this situation happens again, we need to figure out a better way to handle that lag out situation. Some kind of signal drivers could give to the field, like, hey, I'm not hearing party chat anymore. I thought maybe we could do like NAOR's pit cycle used to be, where you'd swerve down to the low line and then back up to the high line. Not saying you do that when you're 2-3 wide with somebody, but
I think
some kind of signal we can come up with.
I think it'll be pretty clear.
I just want to make sure that the whole party's dead and not just me, because I don't want to throw a red flag because I lagged out of the party. So if anybody's got some ideas, throw them in the chat, comments, whatever.
The only confusion is you have to make sure that it was in a spot where somebody wouldn't get loose off a corner and make it look like that was going to happen. Maybe like directly in the middle of the straightaway or something.
Yeah.
Something odd.
Some kind of idea we need for that red flag situation, because I mean, we did get a hold of it, but that there was, like I said before the pit cycle, that's where we would line up, and at that point we had already lost what 10 laps of racing with that. So I mean
Yeah.
it.
It was a fun race though. I like the cars at that track because for so many years we only had the trucks. So the cars really make it a whole different racetrack. It almost becomes like a larger Martinsville. And for somebody that likes short tracks like I do, it's been really fun and challenging. So it's become one of my new
Oops, sorry
favorites.
about that. There we go. Yeah, but it was fun to race there. I didn't have car control worth a damn, so I was tearing up other cars. Sorry about that, by the way, guys. Uh,
Yeah, I kind of want to. I
something
would
else.
like if you would allow me. I would like to send out a little stream apology. 'Cause I know I
Yeah.
got into a couple of cars. I'm still learning. You know, just like everybody else is at this game. Um, Noticing, where the bubble is and what my car does. Because I do practice a lot, but like it was mentioned to me by my team owner and a couple other people in the league, is that you really can't practice, group racing until you get to race day. So, I definitely need more practice with that. And I'm sorry if I got into anybody. I'm the kind of driver that I pride myself on not ever intentionally wrecking anyone. So if I push somebody out of the way or something like that, it's usually I didn't know what happened or, I misjudged it. So what I'm going to try to personally work on these next couple of weeks is just communicating. Because if for some reason I do something or I even like some driver just disappears to my right or just shoots forward for some reason and I don't think I even touch them, I'm gonna try to communicate and reach out to them right then and there so that we don't get to the end of the race and people are mad at me. So I'm gonna try to work on that, work on car control, and and one of my other big goals this season is to make people happier with the way I race because I know last season was a little rough too. So another personal goal.
Slide job. I think you were lagging out there. Can you repeat all that, please?
I heard you.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Haha.
Uh,
Um, uh, I appreciate you talking about that slide job. I know hopefully some people will be happy to hear about it. Real quick, one more thing regarding that red flag at WWT, and it lost my train of thought.
Well,
And what
while
was
you
I?
get it back, another one was that I know a big feud that I had last season was me and Cole, and I'm really, really happy that starting this season, me and him had a conversation in the off season about it, and I'm really happy that we were able to work it out. And me and him are on really good terms now, and we've been racing. We found ourselves in a lot of similar situations, and I think that's kind of what brought us there is that we do have a lot of speed and we just race each other more than anyone else. So naturally, there's going to be more contact, and we ended up getting into a little bit of a rivalry. And but we smoothed it out. We've been racing each other a lot better, and we've been both competitive, and we've both been finishing well. So really happy for him and us, and hopefully we can continue the season like that.
Um, I figured out what I was gonna say. Wanted to thank the drivers for being as calm as possible. I know some were a little upset about the situation, but you know, we jumped right up once we figured out what was going on with the lag and having that red flag come out. How did that race end already? It was 100 laps.
Donnie, we need to bring the stream up here and see what's going on.
Why? What's going on?
Maybe say something back to these guys in here chatting.
Oh, I guess we got some comments. I'm looking
Yeah.
it up right now.
Is
Crocodile
it bad?
says Hillbilly Woo.
Yes.
Who
Sorry,
is
guys. Give me a minute here. I don't know how to look
Angry?
at the chat.
Angry
How do I make you
Jangler
a
says,
moderator?
nah.
Can I, guys, clean this chat up? Makes the league look bad.
Turn left, woo. That's annoying. I hate trolls, man. That's one
Chris,
thing
make
they
a
need to
comment,
work on
and
in
then I
this
would
game.
make you a mod, right?
I can't do
You know,
it.
I'm
Are you
gonna-
able to
on my
comment?
Xbox.
While they're doing that, I
So-
think if 704 is listening, I think it would be a great idea for this game to really take on what iRacing does and have some sort of accountability system, because I think that there's a lot of trolls out there that are potentially wrecking people and really making some people's opinion of the game a little bit cheaper because of it. So I think if there was a driver rating or something like that, I think a lot of people would take it a little bit more seriously.
Chris, if you can log in at some point and then make a comment, I'll make you a moderator on here. Then you
I
can
can't do anything
maybe
about it
keep
on
an
my
eye on that.
Xbox.
I can say something.
You don't have your phone?
What do you want to say?
I mean,
That's
they heard
fine.
me.
Don't worry
They
about
stopped.
it. We'll worry
They
about the
stopped.
chat at another time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we have
real
an actual
quick,
suggestion.
regarding that-
Ravens fan said something.
What did Ravens fans say?
He said a suggestion to group racing could be like on a Thursday, Friday night, maybe we could get a few people to have a practice race at that given track to see what the cars do around others, if people would be able for
That
that.
doesn't sound like it's on topic at all.
Well, I think what he's saying is, like I said, that it's really hard to practice group racing before the race.
Oh,
So maybe a practice
gotcha.
session with the whole group would be a good. I know eSpark does that. I know some of the other bigger ones do it, so that's always a good suggestion. Especially if people have the time, though. That's the tough part.
We're not to drag on any longer. I wanted to say thanks to the drivers for handling that red flag situation the way they did, especially Q-Dog. Thank you for helping me moderate that situation a little bit. You jumping in there and kind of being the word of the wise helped out a bit, and sometimes shit's gonna happen, and we gotta just take it as we receive it, and see. And we corrected that. We corrected it pretty quickly, and got on track again. Got back racing, so all ended well. Jump into race results for Worldwide Tech. I ended up getting the pole, 33,199. That's the Trek record, first time visit. J. Paul won the race. Baritone, P2. Cole got P3. Rushy, 4th. Cheese got 5th. Slide Job, you got 6th. Texas got 7th. I got 8th. Q-Dog got 9th. Chris got 10th. Trey got 11th. Andrew, 12th. Jeldwin, 13th. And 12th and 13th DNF'd. Billman got 14th DNF. Girth got 15th DNF. Mass Killer 16th DNF. Do you guys have any comments you'd like to make on any of the drivers that ran there?
I'd like to do a few shout-outs. I think a lot of people had really good races at the last one. I think a lot of people had speed, like Cole, and even early on, Q-Dog was super fast. Rushy, as always, was fast, and my a team owner, J. Paul, did a really good job. So, a couple of guys that I saw doing really well. In addition to Chris,
you got anybody?
he was super fast.
Yeah,
Did
we
we
were
lose
good.
Chris? Okay, there he is.
We were good. I got really bad there at one point in the race. Got a little too tight. And then I went for the track position, thinking we might get a yellow there in that last run, and it didn't come out. And so instead of being able to race for a top 5, ended up having to make that extra pit stop. So just bad strategy on my part. That's 2 weeks in a row. Bad strategy on my part. Ran out of fuel twice in Fontana. So
Not
Yeah,
easy.
I got notes I got notes for a few of these drivers. Slide job. My note for you was you were upsetting drivers. We've already addressed that. I put a note for myself. I'm struggling here lately. It seems like, so hopefully I can't turn that around pretty soon.
I'm sure
Working
you
real hard
will.
with my teammates to try to learn how these cars work on this game, but
As soon as we get to a
Heat
road
4's
course.
lot more challenging.
If he would have listened to his
Q-Dog.
teammates on Sunday, Donnie would have been faster.
Yeah, I heard that your team was super fast. Cheese and Chris, everybody was super fast, and you seemed like you were on an island.
Yeah, it was a bad call on my part. I just, I didn't want to jump from a setup I'd been working on all week to something that was made a half hour
Okay.
before the race.
I mean, I
Donnie.
understand that though. I understand that because when
Well, I'm
you're
not
comfortable
talking
with something,
trash on
you
on
know.
what you did. I mean, more power to you. I just, I made a bad call.
Donnie, make baritone a mod. Can you do that?
Yeah, I think
Baritone a mod.
I think
Yep.
he touched on a really good point. There's been situations where I've made a setup that I know I can run comfortably for me, and then somebody else, even like J Paul will say, hey, try this, and I'll try it, and
Baritone, make another
sometimes it's a
comment, please.
little loose or something that I'm not comfortable with, and sometimes what we usually do is I'll make a setup, he'll make a setup, and then we'll kind of like combine a little bit, and he'll just make my setup a little faster, but can't go as far as him, so I completely understand that decision, and I think that's a veteran move though, because even though you didn't win the race, you finished decently, whereas maybe you had had a setup that you couldn't handle, you may have finished way back. So I think that's a safe bet.
Baritone, that Crocodile and Angry Dangler 17. And let me just say this: if you're gonna come in here and you're gonna watch, and you're gonna make comments like this, don't waste our time. That's ridiculous. There's no excuse for the stuff that's been said in this chat tonight. I don't even know what you get out of it. Absolutely childish.
All right, boys. Well, with that,
Alright.
I gotta get going. But it was great
Alright, man.
to be here.
Thanks for joining us on the show here.
Absolutely, and I hope to be back soon one day. So good luck, and we'll see you guys next Sunday.
Good luck
See
on
you
your race.
later.
Invite me to it so I can, have something
Thank
in
you,
the background.
sir. I will do. Thank you.
Yep. And me and Chris will still be here chatting with you guys here. What was comments. Q-Dog.
Angry Dangler
My
17
comment.
and Crocodile Baritone. Clear their chat, ban them
Angry
both from this
Dangler
channel.
17 and Crocodile. Ban them from the channel. Q-Dog, you ran well. Quite well actually. Like significant
Impressed me.
improvement from our
I'm
expectations.
really glad that you ran with you all because I like it, and I know you got called out a couple weeks in a row, and I know I was tough on you last week, but you had great speed. You didn't get the finish, but you keep bringing that speed. When I say something on here about somebody, I hope you prove me wrong. I'm not saying that trying to kick dirt on you. I'm saying it because that's what we've seen to this point. And so Q-Dog went out there last week, and he had, I thought, the best run start to finish that I had seen Q-Dog have in a long time.
Yeah, he ran a really good race.
Yeah, just strategy didn't work out.
Yeah, didn't end up closing it out. But Chris, you were bitten by strategy. 2 straight races, like you said. You already mentioned you're trying to clean that up. Andrew, he is our trial period driver. He wasn't able to finish the race. He lagged out during that right before the red flag situation happened. Master Killer was penalized for driving an illegal custom car. He received 3 races of probation, loss of 1 safety point. And thank you, Master Killer, for your honesty. I wouldn't have known unless you come and said something. So we got a new rule in effect, which I'll get into here shortly. But I wanted to talk about rivals. That seemed to be the topic this week. Everybody seems to be getting pissed off at one another. Not necessarily one another, just one guy probably. But I thought that would be fun to talk about. Chris, did you have any kind of rivalries that you remember in the past? You can even talk about NTG racing if you had trouble thinking of any
I've
from
never had a
SRL.
rivalry on any NASCAR game in my life.
None at all, huh?
None.
Straight, clean record.
That's right. What about you? Anything you want to talk
Can't
about?
say the same. I don't believe you can say the same either, because one that comes to mind is me and you. Let me tell you guys about Chris real quick. So I turned Chris, head on in the fence at Martinsville, trying to pass him for the win. I won the race, by the way. But Chris didn't appreciate the way I drove him. And then at Darlington, some races later, I pissed him off again. And, he wasn't playing around anymore. He made it a mission to make sure I wasn't able to finish that race.
The damage models was different back then, too. Once you got motor damage, It wasn't coming back.
Yep. So, mission accomplished. Turned me head on in the fence. Destroyed my car real bad. And I wasn't even mad about it. I knew I deserved it. Man, there's a lot of rivalries I've been part of, I think.
We've all
off
been
Josh,
part of,
Jake.
Yeah, I had an issue with Josh one time, with you, with a few other people. There have been times where, sometimes you just have to let the guy know that you're not going to be his punching bag.
Right. Most recent rivalry I can think of that I was part of is Bissy and Soldier and I. That was a dead heat rivalry, just constantly running into one another. Even for statistics, like he was real hard on trying to win on the statistics side of things. And I personally didn't give a crap. I just wanted to drive. Hold on, I'm going to put us in a lobby here with Slide Job and watch his league go around the track. Racing at Canada. Yeah, there was some destructive rivalries there. I know me and him got into it real bad at Sonoma. I told him I blew a tire. I may or may not have had a tire that was just fine, but I drove him into the fence pretty hard. Man, Cole's had some rivalries with Bigfoot, it's the same person. Abyss and Bigfoot are the same. Man, and then Slide Job, he's building up some rivalries with, I'd say, half the field already, whether it's not intentional. I don't know. There's a lot of rivalries. I can't really think of none off the top of my head. We need more people for this discussion. I don't know. Let me check the chat, see if anybody's got any rivalries going. Real quick, while you guys put in the chat some rivalries you remember, it could be across any league. I don't care. I'll read your story. We'll jump into the new rule that had come about custom cars. In order to help me with organization, custom cars will now have an inspection policy. Those who are part of Stampede Racing, you know where to find the rules. Please check out rules section 20H. Also, the number font style B is no longer allowed due to lack of clarity. And while I'm on that topic of custom cars, we decided we're going to move Cheese. 85 is gone. He's not driving the 85 National car, not driving 85 truck anymore. He'll be driving the 36 Truck and National And we even brought back my personal paint scheme that I ran in 2017, the number 36 Xfinity car, actually sponsored by Xfinity. And he'll drive that same paint scheme, just different colors on it, different sponsors. It'll be Can-Am. So it's really cool to see that car coming back. Oh, that scheme anyway. Go right into National Series points as well. Cheese has a 6-point lead over Q-Dog. So that looks like it'll be, especially with Q-Dog coming out of that slump, he might be a serious threat for Cheese. I mean, we need to see more of it, Q-Dog, before we can make any kind of, certain calls on that one. But we might see a tight battle between these two guys.
Could be.
Chris, if you want to chime in at any point.
I mean, hey, Q-Dog's got to run a little bit. I mean, he still wasn't as fast as Cheese this week, but that was a very strong performance by Q-Dog. Cole was pretty good as well, but Cole's been good at that track in the past, so I'm really curious to see what happens when we get to Iowa, this week and further down the line, to see if Q-Dog can keep that speed, and Cole can keep his speed too, that, their teammates and whatnot, see if they can keep their speed. So it's going to be very interesting moving forward.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been excited to see this National Series points battle before the season started, knowing the roster drivers they got in there. So, and speaking of, well, I'll get to that in a minute. But J-Paw Racing leads Cold Dog Racing by 5 points in team standings in the National Series. Moving to the Stampede Racing Experience points, Baritone leads J-Paw by 9 points now. He was 2 points ahead of Rushy after Auto Club. Now he's got 9 points over J-Paw. So J-Paw moved up. I think he was 4th before. Now he's 2nd. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. Stampede Racing Experience. What do I have written down here? Baritone, J-Paul Billman, Cheese currently sitting in SRL Chase seats. This is obviously subject to change as the season progresses. But yeah, Baritone, J-Paul Billman, and Cheese are currently our SRL Chase drivers. Iowa Speedway is coming up this weekend on Sunday. Was it the 26th, I'm assuming? Who do you think's got that win?
I think it'll be very interesting to see how it pans out this weekend. We've done some practice. I've already turned probably close to 150 laps. I feel pretty good about what we're bringing this week. But Nick is going to be tough this week, and you don't know who's going to show up. J. Paul and these guys are going to have some strategy if they don't bring the speed. I'm not saying they're not going to bring the speed, but I'm just saying some of these guys practice for strategy and see what they need to do. And when they don't have the speed, they try to get off strategy, do something different. So, but I think it'll come down to Nick. And like I said, I think we're pretty good. I think we're going to be really good too. So.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on Rushy. Hold on a second, got a message. Thousands versus Ice Cream was the best SRL rivalry. Oh yeah, that's right. Jump back on the rivalry thing real quick. Thousand Snow, he joined SRL real late. I want to say during the 2016 season. And it was a battle between him and Ice Cream Guy for that chase spot. And man, they were trying to wipe each other out, it seemed like every week. Just trying to get in that chase. That was I was right near that at Auto Club. I'm not putting anyone under the bus here, I hope, but Ice Cream Guy, he tore that car up real bad. Trying to wreck him. That was great. I just got through that. Or I was involved. I don't remember. I was laughing too much. But I agree with you, Chris. I think, and sorry I wasn't looking at the chat. I forgot all about that. I think Rushy's going to win. I think when it comes down to car control, and it showed at the end of WWT, because right before we were all kind of running around sixth, about 4 seconds away from the field. And the car control, you could get a good handle on it there. It wasn't as bad as Iowa is. Iowa's going to be real hard. But Rushy seemed like he could kind of catch that group. I know there was a part right toward the end where they were evened out. I got that from Cole, so I'm not sure. But Rushy made up a lot of ground.
I'll say this: I think Iowa
on
won't
old
be
tires.
as bad because
I think it'd be
what
worse.
Worldwide Technology had, the corners were real sharp at the exit. At Iowa, we're going to be able to come off the corner and drift up to the wall. It's not like we're coming out of the corner. You know what I'm saying? Especially off of turn 4, we'll have room to work getting to the wall. It's not just going to be right there where we're having to make. What made it so loose coming off on the long run at Worldwide Technology was the fact that you leave that corner like Slidejop said before he left, like a Martinsville. So you're really leaning heavy on the rear tires, whereas at Iowa, while you're going to be leaning on the rear tires, you're not going to be, trying to pull the car up off the corner from that slow center of the corner speed.
Yeah. I still think Rushy might win that race.
Oh, I agree. I'm
Now,
not disagreeing with you on that.
as far as performing well, I think, as much effort as he has put in lately, trying to prove you wrong, I'm going to say Q-Dog might crack himself a top 5 finish here at Iowa.
I'm going to say the person that'll perform well is you. I think you're going to listen to your teammates this week.
Oh man, I'm just bumming off of your guys' work.
Let me just make one
definitely
thing
run your
clear.
guys' car.
Cheese did not put in the work with that setup. That was something I found. So it was bumming me. It wasn't bumming Cheese. It was just something that I had came across. And
real quick, though, I want to mention Chris did find that setup for Cheese. He gave us a setup that we could use at our disposal. Cheese chose to use it. I didn't. And that, my goodness, not for the lack of effort. This team has been hard at work, practicing constantly, trying to figure out what these cars are doing. We're just, I don't know what Chris. I don't know if he just throws some shit in there and then there we go. We got a setup because I'm trying to be real technical about it and writing down all these notes and I'm struggling. And he just came in 5 minutes. I'm good to go.
I did practice through the week on something else, and then right before it, you wanted to, you were like, "Hey, help me test something." And I was like, "All right," and I happened to come across something, and I was
stumble into something.
Yeah, and I was
So
like, "Hey, this might work. I'm gonna work on this." And I put about 5-10 minutes into it, and I ran my best laps of the week, and I posted it in the chat and said, "Hey, this right here is what you need to run."
It's funny, you mentioned me as far as performing well. I might have to disagree. I'm going to say I performed poorly. I'm struggling real bad.
I want this guy to keep putting in the work, so I'm going to say Q-Dog's going to run poorly. Keep practicing, Q-Dog. Keep putting in the work. So...
Hey, see, you got a fire under his ass.
I know. I'm trying to keep
obviously
it lit.
It's paying dividends because he's performing
Because
now.
I think Q-Dog's a great guy. I've spent a lot of time with Q-Dog and parties and whatnot, and I've of course I was his teammate last season, and so for him I really want to see him win a race, and so until he wins one, I'm gonna say he's gonna perform poorly every week. I want to keep that fire lit. And so, Q-Dog, not even going to run the top 10 this week.
You know what? I I think it would be really cool if Q Dog won a race, because so far we've had 2 races this season. Auto Club and Baritone won that race, and then we had WWT that J Paul won, and both of the wins, you could hear them verbally like excited. They were yelling in the mic like, "Yeah, woohoo!" You know, you typically don't hear that during, because we all know we're racing on a video game. It's league racing. It's cool, but you typically don't hear a whole lot of people celebrating out loud like that. And 2 races in a row, we've had drivers celebrating out loud. And I mean, I'm struggling. I know how hard it is to even get a top 5 right now. This is really competitive season, and to hear these people yelling when they're winning, I can't imagine what Q Dog's gonna do. He's gonna go through the roof or something. That's gonna be. I can't wait to hear that. Gosh. Go ahead and jump into Premier Series points. We haven't done a Premier Series race yet. First one is this Sunday at Iowa. Out of these drivers, Winding Lion, by the way, he's moving from National Points Tour to the Premier Series Points Tour, and that's because he hasn't started a race yet. Once you start a race, you're locked. If you haven't started a race yet, you can pick a series to tour in. But Winding Lion, myself, Shane Graboid, co-host Chris, Cole, It's Rushy, J. Paul, Mr. Slide Job, and Texas Alexis, who is going to leave Iowa the points leader in the Premier Series.
Man, that's tough. That's real tough. Because I want to say me. I feel really good about what I have, but I can't say me, so I'm going to say you, because I think you're going to run what I have this week. So, I mean,
Man, I'll be
Nick's going to come
ecstatic
with
if I lead the
something.
points leader.
Nick's going to come with something. That team over there is going to come with something. So, we'll see.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to go with, I think this guy's been really consistent in getting stage points, I think. And let me double check that really quick. And just give me 1 minute here, fellas. Let's see, he got stage twice there, and yeah, J. Paul has been really consistent in stages so far. So I think he'd leave as points leader. I think he's going to score all kinds of stage points and also get a good finish. He's been really consistent. So I think J. Paul will leave as points leader.
I see you there, Baritone. He said he throws a party every time he wins. So, I guess we're not good enough to get invited to that party. I wasn't there, were you?
I know, right? What's up with that? You were just on a show with us last week, Baritone. You didn't even get an invite. Well, maybe we won't invite you to Racecast anymore. Alright. Well, sorry we drugged this on so long. We're going to go ahead and close this out. We at least hope you enjoyed. But follow the Twitch channel. Real quick, Chris, if you have any kind of shouts you want to do, I know your team didn't end up getting the finish at that 24-hour race. But yeah, if you got anything to say, now's the time.
Well, I'd like to thank Sammy for coming in with the save in the chat tonight. I had to send that message real fast. Yeah, Sammy helped us out tonight. Shout out to my team, I guess, you and Cheese. Hopefully this weekend we can bring some speed for all the cars. All the crew chiefs can listen. Your crew chief can listen to my crew chief setup information. And maybe my crew chief can get some strategy information. Pick each other up, because obviously the strategy in my car has not been that good this year.
I would have to agree. Let's see if we can't go take that points lead in the Premier Series, fellas. Let's get some kind of team championship rolling here. So, anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Sorry about the mishap we had earlier. We got it taken care of. Thank you, Q Dog Baritone, for being a moderator here. We'll get some more. I don't care as long as, if you're part of the league, you could be a moderator. Follow the Twitch channel, Stampede Racing League, no spaces, to catch us live on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to keep up with future episodes of Stampede Racecast. If you enjoyed tonight's episode, give us a like. Follow the Twitter page at SR League for everything Stampede Racing. If you have what it takes to join the Stampede, message the Xbox Live profile Stampede Space Racing. Thank you, viewers, for joining us on Stampede Racecast this week. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.